students, welcome back to PACE Academy. We are continuing with the topic that is morphology of flowering plants, which is something related to the subject that is botany, where you study about the plants, their structure, their variations and so on. So coming to the introduction, morphology means what? It is nothing but how the flower or how the leaf, what are the different types of variations in that leaf when you see it from the outer surface. Morphology is the shape, size, structure, color, all these comes, all the things you can see visually comes under the topic that is morphology. As you all see, there are variety of flowers, there are variety of leaves which are having their specialized features to adapt to their external environment. So the description of diverse means varieties, number of changes that you can see of life on earth was made only by what all are the things that you are taking into consideration when you are trying to differentiate different organisms or different varieties of organism within the same group. That is observation through naked eye. When you see with your eyes, you are able to say is it a plant or an animal. If at all it is a plant, what are the types of leaves it is having, what are the types of flowers or the colors of the flowers it is having. All this is being done with the help of observation through your naked eye. So you are trying to observe, you are trying to know the features externally which are being or which can be seen directly, or through modified lenses and microscopes. You can also cut down a section of this plant and then what you can do, you can just put it under a microscope or magnifying lenses to observe what are the microscopic elements that you can observe in this organisms. So in the laboratory what we do, we take a section of this plant or section of this any organism, put it under a microscope and observe what are the cell type or what are the different types of cells forming the different parts, how the tissues are working together. All this is being observed through the microscope or lens. So what is morphology? First of all, when you are studying about morphology, you should have an idea what is morphology, right? It is nothing but the study of, so here whenever they will ask you a question what is morphology in your exam, do remember the form and structure of an organism are the key points. So you should never miss the key points. If any one of this key point is also missing, it means that your statement is wrong. So the study of the form means how you are able to see it, what are the modifications you are seeing in it, along with the structure of the organism. Is it having 4 legs, 2 eyes, or it is having 10 leaves or red color flowers? All this comes under the structure of the organisms and the specific structural features. For example, if you take mango, that is having a fleshy yellow color fruit, right? So this fleshy yellow color fruit is nothing, or orange color fruit for the oranges is nothing but a special feature of that plant. So biology remained as a natural history for a long time. Natural history means what you are seeing, you are not creating it, but it is already present on this planet Earth, and how the modifications have taken place. All this, how the organisms have adapted to the external environment, all this is part of the subject biology. So here you can see he is Theophrastus, the scientist who is said or who is regarded as father of botany. So always flowers, plants, trees, all of these are coming under what subject? That is botany, which is study of the organisms which can synthesize their own food and also are having the cell wall. They will ask, this is a very important question. In your examination, they will ask you, who is the scientist called as father of botany? Your answer should be Theophrastus. So, and also his 2 surviving botanical works which have still been preserved are Enquiry into Plants, that is Histoire Plantarum. Do note down Histoire Plantarum, or this books and the contributions by the scientist is a very important. Match the following type of questions seen in your examination. And causes of plant is Causae Plantarum. From the name also, causae and causa is same. Plantarum means in plants in Latin. An inquiry into plants is how the plants have developed. What are the modifications that you can see in the plant is coming here. This is the book Histoire Plantarum. So who is inquiring into the plants here? Must consider how you are inquiring into the plant. You must consider the distinctive characters or special features, special characteristics, and also the general nature of plants from their morphology. When you see what are the features which are differentiating a rose, for example, a rose and sunflower are different. What the features it is being differentiated? You can see seeds inside the sunflower, but not in rose. Rose is having red color petals, whereas sunflower is having yellow color petals. So all these differences are being observed under the morphology, which you can see through the external or your naked eye without using any lenses. What is causes of plantarum plants, or what is a book containing which is having causes of plant? The information about various categories of plants and observations of different organs of the plants. So in this book, that is causes of plants, is containing what? It is containing information about the various plant types and each structure of the plant, maybe stem, leaf, fruits. All of this is clearly and neatly described in an elaborated manner in the book, that is Causes in Plantarum or Causae Plantarum. And the wide range in the structure, so the differences in the outlook of the plants of higher plants will never fail to fascinate us. Why? Because you have seen a tall plant, you may have seen a pumpkin which is having a twiner. In the same way, you may have seen a pine tree. So different plants with different types of seed structure, fruit structure are available on this earth. Angiosperms, as already said in the plant kingdom, angiosperms are the organisms or plants which have the ability to produce flowers along with seeds which are covered by a fruit. So flowering plants are characterized by the presence of they are having true roots which are taking up the minerals from the soil, water from the soil, stems, the main body. On the stem you have the leaves, flowers and fruits which are having seeds inside them. So whenever you say an angiosperm, all these features should be covered in this organism or plant. Even though the angiosperm shows such a large diversity or so many variations in themselves, when you see external structure or the morphology, they all are having some similar features which can be considered. So you can see this is a organism where you are having this is a plant where you are having the tomato plant, as you know, are coming under angiosperms. It is having a root system, it is having the stem, leaves and also flowers along with the fruit. Inside the fruit you are having the seeds. Here again another picture where the root system, the stem system and the flowering system is well developed in these organisms. For any successful attempt at classification and at understanding any higher plant, so they have made many attempts. In these attempts, finally they have taken some basic features, or for that matter any living organism when you are classifying, you have to take some similarities and dissimilarities to classify them under different groups. So we need to know standard technical terms and also standard definitions. Standard technical terms or definitions means what? Which are acceptable universally. So wherever you go on this planet Earth, you will be seeing that these rules are being followed while classifying or naming the organisms. We also need to know about the possible variations or in different parts. So what are the different parts found as adaptations of the plant to their environment? Which means what? If you go to a desert, you will see the cactus which is having the leaves modified into thorns and the stems into storage materials which is having water stored inside it. In the same way, when you go to the hilly areas, the coniferous region, you will see the seeds are cone shaped and the tall trees are present. When you go to the savanna, the dry grassy material is seen which can be used by the organisms for feeding over it. So like this, based on the place they are living, based on the area they are living, they have undergone some changes to adapt themselves and thrive in that area. Example, adaptations to various habitat. Habitats means what? A place where an organism is living, the surrounding environment where an organism is living, for protection, So it is helping for protecting, climbing and storage of the food material. And also when we observe or when we see the external morphology or the external structure of an organism of the flowering plants, we will see that all of them have roots, stems, leaves and also vegetative parts, that is which is producing us food. Maybe the tomato is being produced, or sometimes you have seen the plants whose roots are very tuberous. Tuberous means which is storing the food material, for example potatoes or the radish. All of these are modifications of the plants to help the continuation of the food cycle, or also to help them to grow in a specific environment. So this is the primary roots. Primary root, so this is a root system which is containing two types of root, that is primary and secondary root. What is primary root? Which is the main branch directly coming from or below the stem is the primary root, and the other branches which are coming from the primary root and helping in absorption of different minerals and water from the soil are nothing but secondary root. When you can see the stem, here the stem is having what? A bud. Bud means a growing flower. So the bud is present in the interjunction between two stems. Then you have the internode. Internode means from one leaf to the other leaf. The base of the leaf is called a node, or the base of the stem is called a node. So from the base of each node, the space between two nodes is called internode. Then you can see here the node is the base of this leaf. This is the leaf and the stem is the main body to which the leaves and flowers are attached to. Then you have the fruit here and finally the flowers. So all these are the basic structures that are seen in any plant or any organism that is belonging to the plant kingdom. They may be bearing flowers and fruits which are also called as reproductive parts. Why reproductive parts? These flowers are having the male and the female gametes, that is the stamens are acting as the male gametes and ovum or the ovula is acting as a female gamete. That's the reason the propagation of these plants or the ability to thrive of these plants is totally based on what? The flowers and the fruits. Fruits, why? This fertilized whatever the seed is there, or fertilized is element by the fusion of the male and female gametes is there, that is being preserved in the seeds which under favorable conditions will grow into a new plant. So what are these plants?